Quacksetball. 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 Uh-oh. That's right, everybody. You hear the 90s hip hop, that means it's Quacksetball time. Aaron, we got men's basketball and we got women's basketball and we got oh so little time. Which one would you like to cover?
We have so little time.
First, I should say.
Well, let's talk about that first. Why do we have such little time? Is the world ending?
It's Quacksetball, baby. This is a peak. This isn't a deep dive. This is early in the season.
Don't worry. I'm going to go deep on it for sure. I'll find something.
Okay, well, which
all right,
one do you like?
Okay, let's think about it then. Where do we want to do it? How do we want to play it? Let's go men's first.
Men's? Okay. Well, buddy, as you know, last time we had one game we had talked about for men's. It was Florida A&M, the Rattlers. They weren't good. We did beat them 80-45.
Love their logo.
Logo's amazing. One thing we were concerned about was that first of all, Will Richardson's accuracy, his shots, right? Just wasn't looking very good in that department.
And you were saying, I believe, that we need him to be kind of all-star level, right?
Well, or like very consistent level. I'm not even saying Peyton Pritchard level.
Yeesh.
But a good
He doesn't need to be an all-star level. He just needs to be a consistent level. Where's this going? This sounds bad.
So, yeah.
Boy.
It hasn't been very good.
Pull off the Band-Aid.
Florida A&M, there's quite a bit of turnovers overall for the team. The three-point shooting was absolutely atrocious. And then we got to UC Irvine. Little old UC Irvine. And Aaron, the score wasn't even as close as this would indicate. A 56-69 loss.
Hey, you know what, though?
What's that?
The Prophet Voss, he calls this.
What? I know what you're about to say.
69 rule.
Oh, yeah. Well, they did get to 69. That is true. But it wasn't even just that, man. It was like an absolute butt kicking. As in, like, the Ducks were, I believe they were 1 of 18 for their first 18 three-point attempts. They are an atrocious three-point shooting team.
They went 1 for 18
in their first 18 three-point attempts.
And how long did that last in the game, those 18 shots?
Oh, it was like the large majority of the game. Like late in the game, we hit some three. Like we finished 4 of 21. Nice.
There we go.
Should have taken one last shot.
We got the last basically we missed everyone until the last 4.
We hit one like early in the first half, and then nothing, and then Keyshawn Barthélemy hit like 2 late. But overall, it was just we couldn't hit anything, and UC Riverside had a great defense.
Yeah, this is the part where I just have to bring up the 1 point per minute.
The 1 point per minute.
You got to be dropping buckets, layups, baby. Just work on your layups. How are the layups? How are they utilizing the backboard at least?
Yeah, well,
if they can't play from deep, how are they doing from underneath the goal?
I'll tell you, in this game, I mean, well, like N'Faly Dante, he is our big man. And UC Irvine. Sorry, I like UC Riverside, that's why I keep saying it. UC Irvine, really well coached team. Really good defense, and they knew right away. They were like, take away Dante. That was their big thing. Like, take away N'Faly Dante, and then make the other Ducks shoot. Make anyone else hit a shot, mainly outside, like deep. And that worked out really well, because every time N'Faly Dante got the ball, he's a big man. He does a lot of things well, but like a lot of big men, like he doesn't exactly got the handles. He can't exactly like once he's got the ball on the ground or picks it up, like they just swarmed him, double teamed him, and made him less effective Like he finished with 28 minutes, 7-16 with 20 points. But it was just he was less efficient because they were swarming him, and then he would pass it out and then just brick, and then even like the layups, the bunnies, the easy jumpers, missing all those. The chemistry was just terrible. Will Richardson was 1 of 6 from the floor, 0 of 4. This is in Eugene. This is at Matt
boy.
Night. It wasn't like a packed stadium, but
why should it be?
Well, yeah, early basketball. It's hard to get people there
early
anyways.
Basketball, bad basketball.
Bad basketball. We didn't know it was going to be this bad for a little while, though.
Were we fouling a lot? Look, shooting can be fixed. Right? That can be fixed over time.
I mean, when you have the talent,
are there other things that are leading to just bad morale that is leading to bad shot making?
I mean, I can't speak of morale. They seem to be like in it. You know,
are we fouling?
Bummed.
Are we angry? Are we despondent towards each other?
I'll tell you this: when we are getting fouled, we're not hitting our damn free throws at a rate that we should.
So the issue really is just we're bad at shooting at all sectors.
In this game, absolutely. We were 17 of 52 from the floor, 4 of 21 from three-point range, 18 of 28 from the charity stripe. So that's 10 points that could have made a difference right there. Got 43 rebounds. That's the funny thing is like still won the rebound battle, but had 15 damn turnovers.
Wow. Okay. Well, that shoots my theory that I initially thought yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we suck. That's all I'm saying.
There was a point just 2 weeks ago, I feel like, where I said the whole game is rebounds. And here we are winning the rebounds war, but you can't shoot for shit.
Yeah. This game
who's underperforming here? Is it play calling leading to bad shot options? Is it people who were supposed to be good are just not living up to expectation on the court?
Ding. But also, and I think this is very valid, you can't not bring this up when you're talking about this team. We are injured as hell. We are so injured.
There we go. See, this isn't something I understood.
But also, people are underperforming, Like, there are teams, they're like tournament teams where it's like, we got 8 guys, and that's it. But the 5 guys that are starting are so good that we got a shot, So we should still not be losing to, not be being blown out by UC Irvine. But our injuries, first of all, it seems like I said Cuisinart. I want to apologize to everybody before you cancel me. I said Jermaine Cuisinart like an idiot. It's Cuisinart.
Oh, I thought you were speaking of a Cuisinart.
Cuisinart.
The kitchen accessory.
Oh, that's probably why it was in my head. No, his name is spelled Couisnard.
The way you say... Yeah. The way you also say injured as fuck makes me believe that the people who are injured are maybe our best players.
I mean, I'll tell you this. Cuisinart was supposed to be a starter. He's transferred over from South Carolina. He supposedly is, a good three-pointer, a good scorer. In general, was supposed to be a starter right away. Probably in place of Soares, he'd be out there, but who knows. And then... I believe the other...
Did you say Soros?
Soares. I believe is what I was trying to say anyways. And then Brennan
we have
Rigsby.
The power of Soros on our side and we can't win games.
I know. Brennan Rigsby from Northwest Florida State College. He's the other guy. And he is able to hit, he's especially good at hitting threes. So it would be lovely to have him. Those are the two I believe that are missing that they would clearly have gotten non-garbage time. Maybe not. I mean, probably starting time or at least heavily in the rotation. Yeah. Where to the point where once X person misses 5th, 3-pointer, it'd be like, okay, you're going to go, like, just to mix it up. We don't even have enough players right now to do a full-on 5-on-5 practice. Like,
Yuck.
And another thing that makes it a little more depressing, there's also like Luke Wurr and stuff like that. He's injured as well. These 4 players that are injured enough to where they're not out there and shooting and being like, just don't, like, make quick cuts or anything like that. They are not practicing. Like, they're practicing however they can, but they're not like running up and down the court. So it'll also take some time for them to get better in that sense. So we really shouldn't put our hopes on the that's the reason for optimism. But like, if this core can't really put it together, then it's probably not going to be a wonderful season anyways. But I'll tell you this, let's just hop on to the next game, because there was in fact a game yesterday as of this record against Montana State. Montana State, not a great team. Or not a team that should be on our level. Yeah?
I'm so sorry.
What's that?
We're still talking about men's basketball.
Still men's. Because
New
they
game.
just had a game yesterday. New game. So that.
Oh, geez. I thought that last game was the game yesterday.
Mm-mm.
Oh, God. No, please tell me some good news. Give me
I
an
was
update.
holding that. Yeah, I was holding that first game under my hat because I knew it was going to be so shitty. So against Montana State, still things started off pretty freaking sketchy. I was still very much afraid, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Because we were still missing everything. It was like, I can't remember exactly when we hit our second 3, but I'll tell you, we were on pace. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, listeners, we were on pace to make it 3 consecutive games where we started 1 of 18 shooting from 3. Because it happened in the first game where we won, happened against UC Irvine, and it almost had, like, we got to like 1 in like 9 or something like that. And luckily
on the 9th one,
we finally did drain a 3, and it did feel like everything came together. I should say, for some more optimism here, our defense actually has been doing pretty well. It's just if you're missing every single shot, then your defense would have to be just like by far. I mean, it's just not possible. Unless, when you're only scoring like 50 points or something like that.
Yeah.
But our defense is always held up. It's just that we're not able to have any kind of momentum. In this game against Montana State, we were 32 of 60 from the floor. Like, still not like win the Pac-12 good, but a whole lot better. 12 of 27 from 3-point range. Still 5 of 13 from charity stripe. Got to fix that up.
Yeah, okay. So that's a low. We're 50% in 2 of 3 quadrants, and we're below 30% in the third.
Yeah.
I mean, terrible.
Well, then again, though, we haven't gotten you out on the court yet.
Shit, that's right. I need to go get a basketball.
We're gonna do it. We'll try to do it before like beginning of January, before we get into Pac-12 play. We got to get your shooting percentage from 3, from the free, and then see what happens.
It needs to happen.
Layups.
It needs to happen ASAP because the weather is so premium right now.
Yeah, it does then.
That I have to go to a public court.
Do you even have a basketball? You probably don't. I don't.
What?
Do you have a basketball? I know I don't.
No, I don't. I have to go buy one. But
the Pac-12 will reimburse you for it. Don't worry.
Actually, that seems stupid. I have a fucking community center 2 blocks away from me that has a full-sized basketball court. I'm sure they have basketballs that I could borrow.
Well, first you gotta do a dance competition to convince the city not to destroy the community center, as we all know. And then once you've saved the community center for the children, then you can do that.
Oh, brother, this community center is going nowhere. This has got all the amenities.
So, okay. Yeah. Oh,
sorry.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
No, pump your community center.
This is the place. They have an AstroTurf football/soccer field that I
Hmm.
shit you not gets returfed like every 2-3 years.
Ugh.
It's
Ugh.
insane. The level of like what they keep updating the playground of like money can be put in other places, you guys.
Just every year they're like, we got to hit that parks
Yeah, I mean
budget.
the gym is amazing. Full-size basketball court, has a preschool.
Hell yeah.
It's a whole vibe.
So yeah, I don't know what to say. We ended up beating Montana State 81-51. Especially specifically, there was a run late in the first half where you could feel a sigh of relief from absolutely everyone because it was just like, thank God, at least we have a little bit of a cushion, because against the other teams, it just took so long. I mean, or we didn't pull away in the case of UC Irvine. And like UC Irvine, dear Lord, they scored. So the week before this, they scored 25 points off turnovers because we were giving them plenty. In this one, it felt a lot more on our side because we got 15 points off turnovers. They got 18, though. So still, we are turning over the ball too many times, 14. Will Richardson, though, had a much better game. 5 of 8 from the floor. 2 of 5 from three-point range. Had 3 rebounds, 6 assists, only 3 turnovers instead of the 5 or 7 or whatever he had before. So it was a better game. That being said, we don't want to speculate, but then potential disaster struck. Yep. Fun to hear, right?
Timeout.
Folly? Yep.
We won.
We did win. We won that game.
That's all that matters.
And it's a game we should win. That being said, the Folly Dante, probably, I think almost inarguably maybe our best player, our most NBA-ready player besides his injuries, which have always sidelined him. He did appear to go down with an injury. It's like he kind of got kneed in his leg, went down, definitely seemed in a lot of pain. He did get up and walk off gingerly by himself. You hope so. It's something like that, just because this is a guy who's really had to struggle every single year to heal up, and then it's like, this is his year. And last season it looked like he was finally there, and then like he decided to come back, so it would be a huge bummer. We do have other really good players with that height. Like Khalil Ware was really fun to watch, was really solid. And Nate Biddle, of course, was a little more rough, actually, even though he's been around the program longer. But that's two
Biddle
7-footers.
a little rough.
Biddle a little rough. But Folly Dante would be really tough to. I mean, he's a clear starter, clearly one of our best teams. Let's just hope he is healthy and good.
Yeah.
That being said, they got huge challenges coming up because they got 2 ranked teams, I do believe. We got Houston, who's doing very well. They're coming up to Eugene, Oregon. And then in Portland, we're playing UConn, the UConn Huskies. These are a really big challenge. I mean, and you can really wash away that ugly loss to UC Irvine, which may be, pretty freaking good, actually. But you can wash that away with a win here. Hit those threes. Or don't hit those threes if you don't think if you can't hit the broadside of a barn, try to take it to the hoop then. Or I don't know, because so far it's been a little harsh. But maybe that can change in a game.
You give 2 people authorization to try for 3 3-pointers a half. If the first one goes in, if the first 2 go in, you allow them to take 5 per half. And you allow them increased choices at 3-pointers for every one they make in a row. If they miss the first one, they're stuck at fucking 3. You get 2 more chances. And now you got to hit both of them before I unlock 5.
Wow. I like this unlocking. It makes it feel
and
like
then
a video game.
And then you force everyone else to focus on fucking use the backboard, hit a layup. Just hit a layup. I dare you. Use the backboard. I dare you.
Yeah, I get you.
Nobody will see it coming.
Nobody. You gotta love a banked 3. Now, Aaron, are you ready to hop over to women's basketball?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, there's 2 games here, and I'll just tell you right now, much more par for the course. These are teams we should blow out, and we did. And they were actually fun to watch, and the young talents really did look good. Yeah, I was having a good time with this. So we had Seattle SU.
Oh shit.
I used to live across the street.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Didn't
beat
you
them
go
90
there?
to. Yeah, no. I have a lot of friends that went there, not me though. I went to the
You
University
sure
of
you
Oregon.
didn't go for a semester in poetry? I'm pretty sure I heard you were taking poetry.
Thou doesn't knoweth what thou is talking about. So Seattle 90 to 47, we beat them as you should. Southern University 83 to 46. These are both
46.
wins that we should have had. It was just more fun to see the personnel, especially with Basham out. That is a rough one because Basham is, part of our height, one of our tall furs. Without that, it's like Filipina Che, and then it gets, less of a true big. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's something, height doesn't necessarily mean good. It means rebounds. But you only need one person to rebound a ball. So,
well, in theory, yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal is tall as fuck, and he shot for shit.
Well, in my opinion, I'm starting to lean in like rebounds are really good, obviously, but they're kind of like turnovers in football. As in, it's kind of a random thing to teach it. Like you should teach good rebounding, but
Yes.
I'm starting to think like that's just a missed shot to me. You know what I mean?
But you want to be able to grab up as many missed shots because then you're able to turn that into your own made shot. And I
very
just
true, yeah.
don't see having a bunch of height equating to higher percentage of making shots unless they can literally walk up and just put it in.
Well,
in which case, give me all the tall people.
Well, I do agree that like effort is a huge thing of it. Like you don't have to be the tallest person to be a great rebounder. A lot of it is energy and like just playing enough to really think you can guess where the ball's going to go. Like fighting for it.
Yeah,
that's very true. But so we were down. Which was tough. But hey, this game. We played, I believe, 9 people, basically the whole damn team, basically, and we looked good. From 3-point range, wasn't the best night. Like the first quarter, we were 1 of 5. Second quarter, 4 of 7, and then in the second half, when we were playing a lot more, it's hard to even call them backups because we're still figuring out this roster so much. But we went a combined 2 of 9, 1 of 5, and then 1 of 4. So. Not the best 3-point shooting night, but there was still a lot of good moving around. Really liked what we saw from like Grace Van Slooten. Very good. Grace Van Slooten was very fun to watch. India Rogers got 15 points. Filipina Che 14. Pow was 4 of 10. That is tough, but again, she had a lot of good movement that wasn't necessarily scoring. That's nice to see. And then we went down to play Southern University. Played them as part of like our SWAC trade-off, I guess.
Yeah, I love that swag, Bap.
Love that SWAC. So we went down there, and yes, it was a beatdown. Yes, it was very clear that no, I don't want to talk too much shit about Southern University, but like they didn't quite have the caliber of player that the Ducks did. Like the Ducks are like picking the best for each individual things, and they were making a team with what they had. They did like fight hard, but overall Ducks did really well. 11 of 30 from 3-point range. Better. Who was really fun to watch in this one, Elise Hurst. She was 5 of 7 from 3-point range. Now, she has so much, she really is a veteran on this team. I think she's really good at D. She's one of our best 3-point shooters. I like when she's on the court. She seems to not be a starter. Like Kelly Graves has just deemed her not a starter, so I imagine there's some deficiencies to her game. But I like her like first off the bench. She's really good. And like, I don't know, I would love to see her almost get the start just because she can seemingly consistently hit a 3. And that's what I like.
Well,
yeah.
Let me ask you this then. You brought up a name, and it seems like maybe the conversation is over about said name because the women are winning.
Oh, Kelly Graves. I haven't put him in his. I'm taking him out of his grave, dusting him off. And
well, it seemed once a provocative thought to say that maybe he wasn't a very good coach. Then not too long ago, we discovered that maybe it was becoming a more mainstream analysis. But now it seems as though, no, we've betted that for now until they start losing again, and then we'll start being mad at him again.
Well, it's all about like when watching the last couple seasons when his teams weren't even having chemistry, which is due to a whole bunch of things, but also it was due to the fact that they were transferring out. So a lot of the best players and injuries though to key players. I don't want to be like, oh, their chemistry, like they're set, because they're still having some trouble and they're still figuring things out. But as of right now, I've liked what I've seen. We haven't lost a game that, that Bear's saying. We will play Southern Utah on Monday. That should be an easy win. And then we got this guy. This guy's birthday, this little dictator's birthday, Phil Knight, his 85th birthday up in Portland, and that's going to be a tournament. What?
When you said dictator, the emphasis points on it, for whatever reason, made me picture a penis and
potato.
A tater tot.
Penis
like
potato.
Somehow it was a combined. There was a penis tater tot thing.
Well, and there you have it, folks. That's our episode. That's all I gotta say, really. So. The PK85 tournament should be pretty fun. That is coming up. That'll be a test. But I mean,
both teams, men and women, are both playing it.
I mean, I believe so. I would assume so. That'd be so freaking rude if the men's team weren't invited. But I actually want to double check because I would say yes. I always forget which one's just a scheduled game, which one's a tournament. So I'm going to check the official website.
Yeah, because there's a whole bunch of things that are random tournaments in college basketball now that I'm thinking about it. That will be splashing around, but it never seemed like both teams got to be a part of it.
Yeah. I'm assuming, I mean, it's just weird because on the website, it doesn't necessarily say, I mean, they're in Portland in a tournament. On the women's website, it says PK85. On the men's, it doesn't. It just says they're going to be in a tournament in Portland, so it's got to be the PK85. That'd be insane if Phil Knight didn't have his team in there. So now I'm pulling it out. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're playing. I don't know what I was thinking.
But still, you're not wrong in noticing discrepancies, though, because all last season or 2 seasons ago, it was like whenever we do the Sweet 16 or the bracket system, and I have to go to the website, it's crazy how the 2 teams are marketed differently.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm like, what? Why not just put them on the same fucking website and have a men's tab and a women's tab?
Well, they do for Go Ducks. Yeah. On the Go Ducks official site, they definitely have different tabs. But
is that where I was going? I thought I was going to ESPN's. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, ESPN, they're definitely giving way less of a shit about women's basketball.
Maybe that was the problem. I was on too big of a server.
There you go.
ESPN.
Just talk to me, buddy. You don't got to go to a website. But
all right, so we got a tourney coming up. That's going to be exciting. We'll probably win the whole damn thing.
We better.
The men won't. Better. I mean,
men
obviously.
Won't. Well, I mean, both these teams need to hit threes. That's all we got to do, and we'll win every single game for the rest of eternity.
And
Aaron,
we
yes?
don't have a return time on injured players for the men's team still.
For the men's team, not really. I think they were saying like Dana Altman's being a little vague, and all of them are different times when they can come back. But
Right.
a lot of he seems to be really pointing at the beginning of Pac-12 play as
Sure,
as a key
because
moment.
why not just keep them off the court and healthy and strengthening longer?
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like he doesn't really have a choice. It's like they are injured enough where, I mean, you're not seeing I didn't see any slings or boots or anything on them, but supposedly they are not, fully practicing. So it's got to be, or maybe that's changed. I don't know.
I bet he's got some weapons he's hiding.
I mean, hopefully,
Tell you what, when
Kuznar.
Pac-12 shows up, it's gonna get dirty.
And until then, this has been Quacksetball, everybody. We will see you next week with another episode. Any words of wisdom, Aaron?
Yeah. Adam likes basketball. He likes to rap when he runs up and down the court. I think those are the lyrics.
I like the way they dribble up and down the court.
Yeah. Basketball is his favorite sport. He likes the way they
Quacksetball. Quacksetball. Quacksetball.